Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by the Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready to rock on and bring more cowbell with Blue Oyster Cult May 27th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Hi, friends. Angie Mintank up here at the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. We're here at Lookout Landing. The Angels come into tonight's game having lost 7 of their last 10. What that streak has done is knock them out of first place in the AL West. But they're not far behind, just a half game behind the Texas Rangers and the Oakland A's. The A's hosting Minnesota tonight. The Rangers taking on the Royals tonight in Kansas City. And in the bottom of the second inning, Alcides Escobar singles. That scores Matt Trainer. The Royals take a 2-0 lead. Texas battles back against Royals rookie Danny Duffy, the pitcher making his major league debut with a wild pitch in the top of the
Mariner baseball. Welcome, everybody. Dave Sims, Bill Krueger sitting in for Mike Blowers. First pitch from Jason Vargas to Eric Aybar is outside for a ball. Dale Scott calling balls and strikes. Jerry Meals at first, John Tumpain at second, and C.B. Buckner at third. 65 degrees. Wind not too much of a factor out of the northwest at 2 miles an hour. There's a strike. Bill Krueger, Jason Vargas. Love the way he competes.
Well, and he's been awfully good his last 3 turns. That big win in Fenway Park and the last 2 times out, Texas and of course Baltimore. He turned the lights out on those guys.
Aybar drops down a bunt foul, 1-2. Take a look at the Angels batting order that'll be facing Jason Vargas. Bill,
let's take a look at the Angels for tonight's ball game. Leading off is Eric Aybar, leading all shortstops in baseball at .328 average. The DH Bobby Abreu. Second base, hitting third, Mycir Isturis. Torrey Hunter will clean up in right field. Howie Kendrick will hit fifth in left field. That's his 8th time out there. Albert Ayespo, the third baseman. First is Trumbo, and we get back to the action.
Here's Vargas, and he throws it away. And steaming to second base is Aybar. He throws it away. So an error on Vargas. Saw Kerry Wood throw a couple of balls away. The Cubs threw some balls away last night, cost them.
Ball deflects off of his glove, and he has to hurry, and pretty uncharacteristic for Jason Vargas, who's an excellent fielder.
You can see him say, wow, he can't believe he did it. Bill, when you were back in your days when you were pitching, how many times did you hear guys say, step and throw?
Every day. Bring it to your chest, curl, hop, and throw. But he was in a hurry.
Bobby Abreu, the hitter. Abreu lays down a bunt and a real good one. Figgins throws him out, sacrifice. 5-4. So Abreu with his first sacrifice of the season.
Abreu doing the job here. You see him catch the baseball. This is an excellent job of killing the speed and angling the bat down the third base line. A beautiful job. Let's take a look at the Mariners on defense. Outfield, Peguero, Gutierrez, and Ichiro. Left, center, and right in the infield. Figgins, Rodriguez, Kennedy, and Smoke. Infield third to first. The battery, Miguel Olivo and Jason Vargas.
First pitch to Izturis is a striking. How about Izturis? 329 hitter, batting in the 3-hole. He's been a huge surprise. This is a guy that's been a real good fill-in player. He could start for you at short and second. Mariners up close with the infield. Couldn't check himself. Strike 2.
And hitting .432 against left-handed pitching.
How about
second
that?
in the league. So, yeah, this guy's earned his spot third in the lineup. Granted, they've got some people out right now and people that aren't doing real well. But Izturis, very valuable guy.
0-2 to Izturis. Pops it up, trouble, short right field. Ichiro's there, tries to set his feet, and makes a heck of a throw. That's a big-time throw. Off balance, throwing back against his body. And Ichiro holds the runner at third. Ibar.
Each gets his feet set. This is just a little flick, you know. I mean, this guy didn't even really unleash the cannon right here, but a very accurate one-hop throw to hold a mighty speedy runner in Erick Aybar at third base.
Too many people are going to test that brick wall, better known as Miguel Olivo, at the plate, too. Here's Torii Hunter. Angels this year looking for big numbers from Hunter, Abreu, and Vernon Wells. Wells is out with a groin injury. He's hitting just $183. Torrey's struggling at 227. And talking to him earlier today, he's hitting everything at people when they do decide to pitch to him.
Well, you know this guy's a do-everything guy, but you can't really expect him to be the guy that carries all the power load. And I think that's affected Torrey a little bit. He's come a little bit out of his game plan and talking to Mike Scioscia, and he just needs to be himself, right? That's good enough.
At the end of the bat.
But he can go big here and swing through some changeups. We won't mind that.
Hunter this year has walked 20 times, which is second on the ball club to Abreu. Well, that's impressive. That's a major difference in what Felix Hernandez has turned into. Recently up high. Felix has had some struggles coming out of the gate and then has settled down magnificently. That was the story last night.
Yeah, after the first inning, he was pretty much no fair.
No runs on 2 hits the rest of the way.
Yeah, struck 5 of the last 6 out. He was smelling the finish line.
2-2. Off the plate says Dale Scott. Full count.
Vargas gotten ahead and challenging people upstairs with the fastball. And you kind of trust the fact that he's done a little scouting here. And it worked against Izturis, and he's doing the same thing to Hunter.
Payoff to Torii Hunter. In the dirt. So he walks him. First walk of the ball game. Angels have runners at first and third for Howie Kendrick. And Kendrick, Bill, has been sensational. Tied for third in runs scored, third in hits, tied for fifth in total bases, and tied with Ichiro. 18 multi-hit games.
Yeah, I think this guy just flat out hits. His big problem is he's come up lame a few times right when he's got it going good. He's had a lot of leg problems, but I think he's one of the better right-handed line drive hitters in the league.
And how about the fact that because of injuries, Vernon Wells being out, he's had to play left field. Strike 1. Howie Kendrick made his first ever start and appearance in the outfield 8 days ago, and he's been there over the last 7 games. Second baseman by trade. Vargas has had the advantage against him. Swing and a miss.
Nice cutter right there by Jason, running that ball in on his hands.
I'm interested to see today and tomorrow how both of these teams use the running game. They're tied for 5th with 31 stolen bases. Angels at 31 of 43. The Mariners at 31 of 47. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out a real good hitter. And Howie Kendrick on 3 pitches gets out of a 1st and 3rd jam here in the 1st inning. Glorious day here in Seattle weather-wise. No score as we go to the home first. It off for the Mariners, having a sensational season as we check out the batting order, Bill.
Thank you very much, Dave. Leading off, of course, is Ichiro, followed by Sean Figgins. Justin Smoak, very steady in the 3-hole with 6 home runs. Jack Cuss, the DH, started to find his stroke. Franklin Gutierrez back in the lineup, having that right-handed bat a big deal. Kennedy at second, hitting 6th. Miguel Oliva's your catcher, hitting 7. Figueroa with the massive tape measure shots, hitting 8. And Luis Rodriguez will hit 9 as your shortstop. On the mound tonight, Jared Weaver. One of the best right-handers in baseball. Was an incredible start this year. Went 6-0 right out of the chute. Struggled his last 3 games, but the numbers are impressive, and of course led the American League in strikeouts last year.
First pitch from Weaver to Ichiro, slap foul. Weaver has had a lot of success against the Mariners. He's won 4 consecutive games, and his ERA against the Mariners 1.06. Meanwhile, Ichiro turning in another strong season. 18 multi-hit games, tied for first American League with Howie Kendrick. Ichiro 4th in hits, 52. And against Weaver, he's a 241 hitter. Weaver all arms and legs and throwing crossfire against right-hand hitters.
Yeah, he makes it pretty tough on those guys, as evidenced by the 15 Ks against Toronto, a right-hand hitting team.
2-1 to Ichiro, fouled off.
It's the kind of a bat you'd like to have. You'd like to see Ichiro just chip away, make this guy work. Get that pitch count up. That's got to be an important thing to get this guy out of the ball game as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's, you know, he's gone 6, as you mentioned, the last three outings. Mike Scioscia, your old teammate, the Dodgers, he's pitched well enough to give him a chance to win a ball game. This one backhanded by Cayespo. Nice play, throws across, and Ichiro's retired.
Take a look at Weaver, 2-seamer away. Each, you know, an inside-out hitter trying to go the other way, but that ball a little further out than he can really handle it, but looking to just kind of, you know, do what he does, slap the ball and run. And Cayespo made a nice play coming in and backhanding that ball.
Brings up Sean Figgins, the former Angel. 2 for 12 against Weaver. Mariners would dearly love to get these two games against the Angels. Angels went 15-4 against the Mariners last year, 7-2 here in Seattle. Two and 0 to Figgins. Figgy coming off a 1 for 4 last night. Struck out his last 3 times.
Taking a look at that center field feed, or the behind the plate feed, you can see that sunlight. We can even talk about sun at the ballpark. And you know, you got a little bit of shadowing, a little glare in center field. So the hitters are going to have a little time adjusting to that.
3-0 to Figgins in there for a strike. It's great seeing the sun here all day here in Seattle. Blue sky above. It's gorgeous as we look at Justin Smoak on deck. 3-1 to Figgins. It's foul. It's interesting when you play division opponents. You know everything about each other. You look at the defensive alignment. The left fielder and center fielder play Figgins the same way they play Ichiro, over towards the line and very shallow, leave the big gap in right field. Same thing we saw last night.
Yeah, this isn't Mike Scioscia's first rodeo, and he's seen Figgins a lot.
Callaspo can't get it. That hits some English. Figgins digging hard, and he'll get a double. And a fan touched it down there, but Figgins will be held to a ground rule double.
Pretty fine piece of hitting right here by Sean Figgins. Hard sinking fastball away. Stays to it, late to it. Trying to go the other way. Just serves that puppy right down the third base line. Much like what Ichiro tried to do. Got a little bit more of the fat part of the bat on it. Was able to squirt it by. Right down the line for a double.
So Figgins aboard with his 8th double. And here's Justin Smoak. He's a team leader. He doubles, home runs, runs batted in, slugging, and on base percentage.
You know, with all those nice power numbers, and they are very nice power numbers, this young man has a really nice approach to the baseball. He's not overswinging. He's not trying to pull everything. He's not trying to hit everything out of the park. I've been impressed. He's got great work habits. He's going to be a heck of a hitter.
Key component to the Cliff Lee deal last July.
Weaver starts him slow with a curveball. You're going to see a pretty good disparity with this guy. He can change speeds, although in talking to Mark Gubicza, he says he's been kind of falling in love with his changeup and his curveball and kind of forgotten his fastball last few turns.
Pulls it. Booted by Trumbo. It gets into short right field. Figgins will hold. The second baseman is Turris. Gets it back in.
Fastball in, jams Smokey a little bit, and that ball came up on Trumbo. Not a pretty play. That's a big kick and extends the inning. Take a look at the Angels on defense. Kendrick, Borges, and Hunter in the outfield. Across the infield, Callaspo, Eric Aybar, Misturis, and Mark Trumbo. The infield third to first, the battery of Jeff Mathis and Jared Weaver.
Second era, the era this season on Mark Trumbo. Here's Jack Cust. He's had hits in 13 of his last 16 games. 273 clip. With a couple of balls really hard here. Ball in Baltimore you thought was going to leave the yard. It didn't. It was good for a double.
You know, you saw it start in Detroit. He started to go with the ball the other way, and then of course Fenway, that's going to benefit you, and his timing's gotten better. He's staying on the ball a little bit longer, not rolling, hitting those 4-3s over and over again. And now you can kind of see, get the ball traveling, sees the ball a little bit deeper, and then he'll start hitting the long ball. We'll just wait and see.
Angels play him straight away and deep. That one down on the dirt, ball 1. Mariners have a couple of men aboard here with 1 out. Figgins and Smoak.
Real good opportunity against a great pitcher in Weaver. Got to get to him early.
1-1. Down low, Cuss coming off an 0 for 4 performance last night. Got decent numbers against Weaver, 7 for 26 with a home run.
Well, the crossfire deception isn't as big a deal with the left-hand hitter at the plate, so it's a good opportunity here. 2-1 count. Can't put him anywhere. Got to kind of go after him right here.
Higgins with a good lead at third. In there for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
What a great pitch. 2-1. You know he's sitting fastball, pulls the string, gets it over the plate. Nothing fancy, but again, Cuss looking for the fastball, and of course he's going to take that changeup, gets the count back to even.
2-2 to Cust. Got just enough. It's a base hit in a short right field. Smoke will dig to third as Figgins scores, and it's 1-0 Mariners. RBI for Jack Cust, his 13th.
That was really impressive hitting. The slow 79-mile changeup. He comes in with a four-seamer, runs it right on his hands. Custy pulls those hands inside really good. Gets the barrel to the bat. Not real good contact, but enough to drive the ball in the outfield. That's a real nice piece of hitting on a very good pitch.
Jack Cust picks up an RBI. Mike Butcher, pitching coach, after a quick word with his infield. Franklin Gutierrez will make his first plate appearance here in the big leagues in 2011. He had 275 down in Tacoma. In Arizona, 240 hitter. And as you know, coming off a fabulous year last year, 415 errorless chances he won the Gold Glove, and that should have been the second one as a Mariner.
Well, I guess the replays finally got to the East Coast, Dave, and they figured out this guy can flat out play center field.
His first at bat. Good to have him back. Breaking ball in there for strike one. Irritable bowel syndrome that was finally diagnosed after a lot of conversation. Guys happy to have him back. Michael Pineda, Carlos Peguero, Sienna Moore rehabbing that knee. 0-1 to Goody. He's 0-2. 1 out, 2 on. 2
breaking balls. That one hung a little bit. Goody fouled it back, but you know, a good swing. There's butterflies, believe me. I mean, you think you're a big leaguer, there's no butterflies? When you've sat out for a while and you got back in the game, you got little butterflies here.
So Michael Saunders, he's the one most directly affected by Goody coming back. Outside, but butterflies indeed. And these guys are pros, are excited. This is what they do. This is what they love. Yeah, when you sit out as long as Goody has, man. Especially when you come off the off season, you're excited. You come off a Gold Glove, your first. The next thing you know, you start losing some weight.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been really challenging for him. A young man with great health, and can't overcome the pain. Can't seem to get digestion to work properly. It's just hard to figure out.
1-2 pitch. Dug out by Mathis. The Mariners making Weaver work here in the first inning. 1-0 lead.
Gotta like that. 22 pitches already.
Smoke at third, and you got Cust at first. Two-two pitch. Bounced it to the shortstop Ibar, to Asturias for one. To get it over to Trumbo for double play. Mariners do pick up a run on the Jack Cust RBI and lead 1-0 after one here at Safeco. Tomorrow, right here at Safeco Field, when the Mariners take on the Angels for the second and final game of this series, it's Franklin Gutierrez, Death to Flying Things Fly Swatter Day here at the ballpark. First 20,000 fans, you're going to get an instant collectible that highlights Goody's gold glove. Yes, in a unique way. For tickets, go to Mariners.com. Dave Sims and Bill Krueger. Mike Flowers with the night off tonight. 1-0 Mariners. It'll be Alberto Callaspo, Mark Trumbo, and Jeff Mathis against Jason Vargas here in the second. Like one call to Callaspo. It's off the fine start. 309. 2 homers and 20 runs batted in. Callaspo, a switch hitter. 321 from the right side. Pretty balanced. 302 from the left side.
Well, they got the market cornered on switch hitters. Not including Kendry Morales, which of course is a big piece not to have.
Vargas moves his feet, ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you get a real education, left-handed pitchers, watching this guy work. Soft, hard, in, out.
And with good tempo, too. Down to Luis Rodriguez. Goes over to Smoke for the first out. Look who's in the ballpark. Pete Carroll, head coach of the Seahawks. Pete's one of the few coaches in the NFL. I'm doing games on Sunday night. You go down on the field before the game, and you ask him, Pete, what are you going to do tonight? And he'll give you like 4 or 5 things to look for that he's going to do tonight. Hardly anybody does that.
With energy.
Oh, total. And he's down there. Last time we were here early for the New Orleans game. He's having a catch with one of the ball boys. It was nobody else in the NFL does that. Mark Trumbo. Big.
Talking a little pitching down there.
Yep. Nick Montana was here last night from the University of Washington.
The spiral's not a big deal with that. Not gonna really help you.
They do have some quarterback issues. Trumbo, big, strong kid. Torrey Hunter, very impressed by what he's done. He said you can see and hear him. It's a treat to watch him take batting practice.
Well, he led the team in everything in spring training. He's off to a nice start, leading all rookies with 6 homers, and tore up Salt Lake last year, hit over 30 homers. So he's got a power resume.
In the 7-hole here tonight. 2-1 from Vargas. Trap foul.
I think what jumps out there, Dave, is that 90 miles an hour. We don't see that too often from him, and he's gone upstairs with some heat to kind of balance out his stuff tonight. So he's feeling pretty good.
2-2 pitch. Punch shot into center field. That's some really good strength there by Trumbo. A pitch away from him, gets a base hit.
Varg trying to backdoor the breaking ball right here. You can see Trumbo's fooled, but able to stay back long enough just to serve that curveball that didn't really have a lot of teeth to it into center field for a base hit.
Brings up the catcher, Jeff Mathis. Very good defensive catcher, not known for his hitting. Very good backstop. Drives this one to right field. Ichiro takes care of it with a little stream of sunlight out there. 2 outs. They'll bring up the speedy center fielder Peter Borges.
You know, as a pitcher, you love that. You think line drive, that's a bad pitch, but one pitch and an out with one pitch.
Sure.
That'll work all day long. Save your stuff when you really need it, when the guys are in scoring position. Then you can turn up a notch.
First and second and third, nobody out, 1 out, absolutely. Strike 1 to Borges. He's one of their many base stealing threats.
Yeah, this guy can run like the wind, and he's got surprising power.
Good job covering gap to gap for the Angels. It's outside. Vargas is ready. The 1-1. Runner goes. Got a heck of a break from his knees. Oliva almost hit his pitcher. Stolen base for Trumbo. Big guy picks up his third steal. He's 3 for 5.
You can see Oliva really has no chance but to throw from his knees, a la Pudge Rodriguez.
Watch Vargas get out of the way.
And better get down. Again, Trumbo timed it perfectly, went on first move, and you get a left-hander on a first move, and you guess right, you're going to get the base.
2 outs and Trumbo in scoring position. That was a heck of a defensive bunt. He tried to element of surprise, and Vargas threw it up in his face. 2-2.
When you're a press runner, having the bunt in your arsenal is a big deal. That was not maybe the most ideal pitch to try to bunt on, but nonetheless, Borges tried to drag that thing down the line and almost had to play a little defense not to get hit by that thing.
Like a cross goal. 2-2. Pop foul.
For those that have followed Mariner baseball and had the pleasure of seeing Jamie Moyer pitch, I mean, you're really getting a kind of a reincarnation here with a much better fastball. A thinking man's guy, moving in and out, good changeup, but he has a much better fastball than Jamie had.
2-2 to Borges. Down low. Angels come into tonight's action second in the American League in hitting, 9th in runs, 10th in home runs, 4th in ERA. Mariners are 13th in batting average, runs, and homers, and 5th in ERA. Payoff to Borges.
Two-seamer way. I mean, you play in a big ballpark like this, it's like, hey, go ahead. Beat me. Beat me out there in the outfield. I'd love to have pitched here.
Bet. Yeah. Pitch to contact, right?
Just, fastball away. Let him hit that big fly ball to right center.
Two pitch. Strike 3 call. Borges is gone. So are the Angels in the second. That's the second K for Vargas. A runner stranded at second. Mariners lead it 1-0. Rest, and you know it, I know it. The weather, it was a cut above the rest. And to enjoy Get a little hill action here, going downhill, get a little ride. What did he use for his mode of transportation? How about a block of ice?
What about a block of ice?
Look at that.
You know what?
And Sporty's going back to do it again.
Was the ice truck that rode around in the 20s? Did it just show up for him or what? I don't think they're around anymore, are they, Dave?
No, not at all. Very good. Adam Kennedy leading off. Yeah, just like the milkman.
Yeah.
Leaving the glass bottles at your door. You kids out there, ask your parents and grandparents about that one.
I was just going to say. You didn't have an ice shoot at any of your old homes,
No,
did you?
no.
Just happened to
Saw
be
the
there.
remnants of it, yeah. Ground ball to Asturias. He throws at Kennedy, one out. Two guys at Long Beach State. I had the pleasure of covering a super regional. These guys at Long Beach State against Arizona. Zona beat them to get to the College World Series, but it was a lot of fun meeting these guys. Look what they turned in that year.
Well, Weaver was unbelievable, and Vargas was very good, but he was too busy raking in the DH slot. He couldn't just concentrate on pitching. He's my kind of guy.
I remember in that super regional. Vargas, I think one or two of the games, he hit and did well. I was impressed. There's Miguel Olivo.
He may have to pull a Larry Bernandez to get into the mound for the weekend when they play in San Diego, right? A little mustache and some funky glasses.
And a wig.
So he can hit.
Pulled a string on him, 80 miles an hour, 0-2. Pitchers were out base running exercises today. Sort of revisit the old days. They were
kind of point them in the right direction, kind of.
Exactly.
This is where you go to the right, and you keep going to second and third.
What position did you play when you were coming up? I mean, when you didn't pitch. When you didn't pitch?
Well, I was a first baseman. I was first baseman in college. I didn't start pitching until after that.
Yeah. 0-2 here to Oliva. 5. A lot of kids when they're coming up now, if they still have a secondary position, the guys who are pitchers, or they strictly stay right there. As that one gets away. That's a strike 3. That's going to go to the fence, and Olivo is aboard. Strikeout, wild pitch.
It's becoming much more specialized, Dave, and pitchers are just pitchers now. Hard curveball away. Miguel goes, presence of mind to take off. Ball takes a big kick, and Mathis can't save it. Any way you can get on.
So one out base runner. Strikeout for Weaver, his first. Here's Carlos Peguero. Talking to Eric Wedge and the hitting coach Chris Chambliss. They love this kid's approach in that he's up there to do some damage. They just want to, as Eric Wedge said, maybe a little less violent with the swing.
Let me tell you, this guy gets in there and he turns the fan on. Let me tell you, that is a powerful stroke. But it seems the timing and relaxation, he's starting to see the ball a little bit better.
Two key words there, timing and relaxation. And the fact that they're going to, up here at this level, as you know, pitch a lot more backwards than what he's used to.
Yeah, they've you know, I'll tell you what, they've tested him with off speed. Carmona threw one too many changeups here. That one about 440, and then the slider down and in from Scott Baker was a laser beam right down the line for a homer.
Off the fist, popped it up. Cayespo has a play. 2 down.
You're absolutely right, though. The backwards regiment right there. Soft, and then banged him in with a fastball and tied him up. Again, we saw 2 curveballs, fastball in, a little tardy to the ball, and you can see he pops it up. Well, the art of pitching.
Great full extension by the young man.
Oh, yeah, like I said, you turn the fan on. He gets that bat head out. Watch out.
There's Louis Rodriguez. And another start at shortstop. Looks at strike 1. Luis with his 8th start at shortstop. Mariners got their run on a Jack Cust RBI in the first. Rolls over on that one. Trumbo has an easy play, and that'll do it for the Mariners here in the second inning. 2 in the books, 1-0 Mariners. Getting their workout in. That's beautiful. I grew up in Philly along the Schuylkill River, and they had crew races all the time.
Well, it's a similar scene here when the
That's beautiful.
sun ever comes out. Not going to complain. It's out today.
That's it. Dave Sims, Bill Kruger, Mike Blowers with the night off as we look at Eric Ibar. Reached in the first, leading off the ball game, and a throwing error by Vargas. Ibar having a strong start here, a .328 hitter starting the day. List this one to short right field. Here comes Ichiro. 1 out. So 1 out here in the third. Let's go to our AT&T trivia question. How many players in uniform for tonight's game have played a major league game at the Kingdome? A0, B1, C2, D3. And text your answer to 95323. I'm told it's not a trick question from the trivia questions are Curtis Wilson. I'll go with 2. I'm going to go with 2. Just for the heck of it.
We can't count coaches, right? That doesn't
That's
count,
right. You can't count.
Players only. 25-man roster.
Players active on the 225s. Who do you got? What do you got? What's your medicine here?
We got Pinheiro, right?
I took C.
And that was 2, right?
Yep. As we look at Bobby Abreu, who laid down his first sacrifice of the season, 7th of his career back in the first inning. Inside to Abreu. While you mull that over.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
You need a little mutant.
There's obviously a time limit.
You need some mulling
I've
music.
been told that I'm wrong with Pinheiro.
2-1. Back up the middle, base hit. Bobby Abreu. So Abreu is aboard with 1 out. Going to bring up Mycer Izturis. One of the correct answers, this gentleman right here, All-Star and Gold Glover, Torii Hunter. He's on deck as his Izturis hits. Izturis flied out to right first time. Angels come in after a 14-0 loss at Oakland yesterday. They've lost 3 straight, 4 of 5 and 5 of 6. fielded double play depth. Two and 0. Mariners coming off a 2-1 loss to the Twins. They split that 2-game series. Ball club's lost 7 of the last 8.
But they've been in a lot of them.
Oh, you know it. Back with a strike, 2-1. That's the thing that's been such a bummer for the ball club. They got the 16 and 17. Looked like they were going to get to and surpass 500. And all these heartbreaking losses.
Well, their pitching is going to keep them there, and they get Gutierrez back, and maybe the offense lifts a bit, but their pitching is always going to keep them there, and that's encouraging.
2-1 outside to Asturias, 3-1. Torrey Hunter, he awaits. He walked his first time up. Look at the sun in the batter's eye. Right-handers.
Abreu is a threat.
Yes, he is.
He's pushing 400 stolen bases career. In fact, I think he's nudging up on the Bonzes as far as 300 homer and 400 stolen base club.
Back with a strike,
which is some pretty neat numbers.
I'll tell you what, he's had a heck of a career. Bobby Abreu, 301 career hitter against the Mariners, but one of just 4 players all time, 500 doubles, 250 homers, 350 stolen bases. The other 3, Bonds, Rickey, and Craig Biggio. Payoff pitch, runner goes, swung on a miss, double clutch. They got Abreu hung up. Oh, and then dropped down at second base by Adam Kennedy. Couldn't make the clean reception. Strikeout of his tourist. That is the 3rd K rung up by Vargas. He almost had a double play.
Abreu trying to go with the attitude that Sturris was going to make contact, and was fortunate to get back to first base. There you see his numbers as a base stealer.
Bobby, 2nd on the ball club with 5 stolen bases.
Yeah, he can run. He's a very smart runner.
Torrey Hunter looks at strike 1. Still getting it done at age 37. 1-1 to Hunter. Back up this way, 0-2.
Slows you down and speeds you up. Something a little bit slower away, a little cutter, and then he runs the ball in on you, and it's 84, 85 miles an hour, ties you up. To beat the bat, you can change speeds
and locate.
Yes.
Tomorrow's matchup, 12:40 start time. Doug Fister against Dan Haren. Haren 4-2 with a 1.93 ERA. Fister 2-4 with a 3.22. And it's off to San Diego.
Fister has really improved.
Yes, he has.
He's added a curveball, a cutter, more 4-seamers. He's got a real complete arsenal now.
Swing and a miss, and Hunter's gone, and the Angels are done here in the 3rd inning. That's 4 strikeouts, 2 in a row for Jason Vargas. He's got a 1-0 lead. 1-0 Mariners on a Jack Cuss first inning single. See if the Mariners can build some more offense here. Ichiro will lead it off in the third. Ichiro, Figgins, and Smoke top of the order against Jared Weaver. Strike one to Ichiro. Rounded out the third, leading off the home first. Last time the Mariners beat the Angels in a season series was 0-3. Went 11-8 that year. Since that time, the Angels have dominated the Mariners. Mariners 49-84. And here in Seattle, 23-43. 1-2.
Kind of interesting to see how Jared's working him. You know, he pitched him away, and now he's running the ball in, breaking ball in. See if he goes the other side of the plate here.
For 2-pitch. Chopper, they'll never get him. What hang time on that Baltimore chop. He hit one last night, a Baltimore chop, and went right to the first baseman. And that was still a close play. But this one, there was no chance they were going to get him.
Believe me, folks, this is an art. And he is the artiste of this kind of ball right here. Look at this. You think he's beat, chops it straight down the plate. Of course, you used to see this a lot more when you played on the concrete AstroTurf, but
yeah,
nonetheless,
right.
Ichiro can do it on this field.
Rack another one for the itchy meter. Ichiro started the day 4th in hits in the American League. Figgins the hitter with third baseman Kai Aspel up on the grass. 1-0.
Talking to the analyst for the Angels, Mark Gubicza, he says that Weaver, of course, a lot of arms and legs, 6'7". You know, he's not real fast to the plate, but has an excellent pickoff.
You know, and it's interesting you say that because I ran into Mike Bremley, the first base coach, shopping today, and he said Weaver's not real quick to the plate, and he says we can't steal first, but we're going to try to move on. So it's interesting when you hear, you know, both sides of the fence.
There he's shortened up and, you know, used his slide step right there. But, you know, when you're that long, even if you're slide stepping, you're still going to be, you're not going to be lightning quick to the plate. And
1-0 pitch. Shows bunt. Takes the ball 2. Ichiro 11 out of 14 in base stealing.
But just the threat. You know, you've seen him slide step twice. A little less rhythm. Misses. He's 2-0.
Two teams both with 31 stolen bases, tied for 5th in the American League. Two and one. Figgins with a ground rule double last time. How about infield hits? Borges, Howie, Kendrick, and Ichiro.
Derek Jeter would kind of surprise you a little bit there, but the rest of the characters you can kind of figure out.
Yeah, I am very much surprised to see Jeter in that list. 2-1.
He's quick.
Closer.
He's quick. Quick feet.
Huge asset. Jerry Meals, the home plate umpire. He was the one that Eric Wedge got in his face last night in the 9th inning, and Wedge was run for the first time as Mariner manager. Ichiro goes, swung on. Oh, what a play by Kai Aspel! Throws out Figgins, but Ichiro gets the second. That was a fine play. Take a look at our AT&T trivia question. How many players in uniform for tonight's game on the active 25 played in a Major League Baseball game? Fans went with 1, 41%. I said 2. C. Survey says most people forgot Jimmy Wright.
I had Jimmy Wright in my mind. I did not have Torrey Hunter, and I had Joel Pinheiro, so I didn't even make an offer.
Mine
so
was a blind stab, and I hit it. Here's Smoke.
Well, nicely done.
Thank you. Smoke reached on an error by the first baseman Trumbo in his first at bat. One and one.
That big slow breaking ball right there, 72 miles an hour.
Smoke 2 for 9 against Weaver. Jason Vargas has stranded 4 Angels runners in the first 3 innings. Mariners lead 1-0. 2-2.
That's how
My
you make
best, your best, right?
Well, 72 mile an hour curveball, 71, then 91 looks like 100 and above the hand. So clearly Weaver's got a lot of things he can do. He can give you 4 pitches, he can change the angle, and he certainly is unpredictable.
2-2. Did he go? Did not, as they check down to C.B. Buckner at third. Full count for Justin Smoke.
Weaver add curveball, bounces it. Nice job of holding up by Smokey there.
What will he throw here? 3-2 to Smoke with Ichiro at second.
You got to be ready for a fastball.
1 out. Pitch. Hit well down the line. That'll stay fair. That's off the fence. Ichiro scores, and Smoke into second with a double. 2-0 Mariners. Smoke picks up another RBI, his 26th. And he ripped it for his 11th double.
Open base. Weaver goes changeup. Justin covers it. Stays back nicely. Sees the ball and drives it down in the corner. And that's going to let Ichiro score easily. The Mariners are back on the board with Weaver.
The formula works again, just like it did a couple of nights ago. You get Ichiro and Figgins aboard, and the power guys bring him in. First inning, Figgins got aboard. Cuss brought him in. And here's Jack now skying one left field. And here in the third, Ichiro gets aboard, and Smoke brings him in. Let's check in real quick with Jen Mueller.
Well, we noticed that Jack Cust added that little leg kick for the timing, but he also changed his equipment. He's now using a 34.5-inch bat compared to the 34-inch bat that he's used his entire career. It's giving him a little bit more surface area, and it's what's led to the results we've seen from him in the last couple of weeks, guys.
He's been able to barrel up pretty nicely this last week, maybe the last 2 weeks. Thanks, Jen. 1-1 to Jack.
Longer bat, a little more plate coverage. Plus, it's all about what you think and how you feel.
His confidence definitely served. As Chandler said, you can see it, you can feel it. Starting to get more results. It's a matter now of maybe getting a few balls out. 2-1. Well struck, base hit, right center field. Smoke will score, and it's 3-0 Mariners. A 2 RBI night for Jack Cust. He goes to work on a 2-1 pitch.
Talk about Jack staying back on the ball a little bit longer. The focus on trying to go the other way when he went on the road trip, and he's staying on the ball a little longer, seeing the ball. Here's a changeup. Does a real nice job of staying behind the ball. You remember the previous bat, he tried to bust him in. He fought that fastball out, opened the gate for a changeup. Weaver's gotten beat twice on changeups this inning. Mariners have taken advantage. A really nice piece of hitting by Jack. Confidence has got to be building.
There's Gooding. Smoke with an RBI. Cust with 2. Your 3-4 men productive thus far. Strike 1 to Gutierrez. Rounded into a double play in his first at bat of the season. Dino Abell, Mike Scioscia, Mike Butcher, some of the brain trust for the Angels. Weaver makes the play, throws it away. That's a heck of a save by the shortstop, Ibar. And backing up on the play, the catcher is Jeff Mathis. But what a play by Ibar and a terrible throw by Weaver. And for his troubles, he gets an out and gets charged for an E6.
All the timing gets thrown off because Weaver throws back across. Ibar makes a heck of a play just to get the force. And this is where you just have to eat it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like a quarterback trying to make that throw when he just doesn't have any chance to make it. Off your knees. Pete Carroll was saying the same thing down the first base line, buddy. Oh, you just got to eat that one.
That's it. Live for another play. Gutierrez at second, good speed for Adam Kennedy. 2 down, a couple of runs in.
Interesting what Mark Gubicza told me before the game. He said Weaver was throwing a ton of fastballs when he was 6-0 and he started falling in love with his off-speed pitches. And what balls have been hit this inning?
Yep, 2 errors tonight too.
Pitches plus, yeah, the defense has been less than stellar behind him.
And certainly not something you see from this Angel Ball Club, which is third in defense, third in fielding behind Tampa and Cleveland. Mariners more than willing to take advantage. Another run out there for Kennedy on the 1-1. Great start, 6-0, Bill, and since then.
Yeah, he's had some outings that weren't terrific. I mean, 6 innings, 3 runs, 6 innings, 4 runs. I mean, that first 6 starts were just like off the charts, like best start in history type of starts. But yeah, you know, we talked about a little bit more happy with the off-speed pitches, and his pitch count has gone up, and his success has gone down.
1-2 in the dirt, 2-2.
But there's the ebb and flow of the game. I mean,
absolutely.
You're not going to go. You're not going to just go, 34-0. I mean, you're going to have some ups and downs, and you're going to have games that you give up 3 or 4 runs, and you hope your offense can pick you up.
You're talking about one of the primo pitchers in the game too. You mentioned earlier, finished as the strikeout king last season in the American League. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runner at second. Kennedy goes opposite field. Fly ball down the line, going into the corner. Kendrick, and he can't get it. It's a foul ball.
Baseball gods will test you. When you put a second baseman in left field, the gods kind of look down and say, hey, you got to make some plays. Tough play, but nonetheless a play that was makeable.
Well, as a second baseman, you're not used to having that fence all of a sudden crowd in, and here I am, boom. I think of an adjustment. Good for him. 8th game out there in left field. A career second baseman. 2-2 pitch to Kennedy. Former Angel dribbles one foul.
I like this guy. He's a pro hitter. I mean, he's been a great pickup by the Mariners, getting a left-hand hitting infielder, and the guy just knows how to hit, and he's shown some power. He's got some big hits.
Big part of the Angels' 0-2 championship. Try to pick up another run. Gutierrez at second base. Work the count full.
Mariners making Weaver work. Not out of the 3rd inning. He's got 64 pitches.
Jason Vargas has calmly struck out 4, walked 1, and stranded 4 runners.
Yeah, he's calm. What a surprise.
Yeah, I know. Very consistent with that. Got on top of it. This Tourist throws to Trumbo, and that'll do it for the Mariners. Good inning, though. 2 runs. RBIs by Smoke and Cust, and the Mariners have a 3-0 lead.
Mariners lead it 3-0. I'm here with Miss Washington USA, Angelina Kyalainen. And you are actually attending your first Major League Baseball game, is that true?
I know. Well, I'm not from around here. I'm 3 hours south, and I live in Vancouver, so it's a little bit difficult to get up here all the time. But ever since I became Miss Washington, I've always been in the area, so it's a great privilege to actually throw the first pitch, and I made it from the mound to the plate, no bounce, so that was good.
Yeah, 6 inches is a lot longer when you get out there.
It's a lot longer, yeah. It's a lot more difficult to throw a ball.
Very nice job with that. And by the way, guys, she was just having the biggest kick out of watching Bob Christopherson and the grounds crew dancing.
That was good. That was good. Probably should have joined them. But
I don't know if it was good, but it was entertaining. All right, thanks, Angelina. Appreciate it. Guys.
Cousin of Simon Cowell. Thank you, Angie. 3-0 Mariners as we begin the 4th inning. Kendrick, Callaspo, and Trumbo.
Darren bobbed up his game.
Sorry about that one. Ball at 2 strikes. The Howie Kendrick struck out his first time on 3 pitches.
Varg laddered him last time, threw an 89, 90-mile heater and beat him.
There's a line drive base hit just out of the reach of Rodriguez.
There's a classic example of outthinking yourself. You know, you beat him with the fastball, you beat him in, so you got tricky and threw this guy a changeup, and he stays really good on the baseball. That Howie Kendrick, a good right center field hitter, and you got to really wear him out inside.
3rd Angels hit. Trumbo got the first. That was in the 2nd inning. Next inning it was Abreu, and now Kendrick. Up high to Callaspo. Two RBI night for Jack Cust, 1 for Smoke. Mariners lead 3-0. One.
Got a pretty good runner at first. You got a guy that makes a lot of contact, guy that throws a lot of strikes. Even though they're down 3, don't be surprised that the Angels put this thing in motion.
Mike Scioscia coming up through the Dodger system. You're with him. You experienced that. Make it happen. Get a little giddy up running there.
He knew he was going to be a manager. He was like having a manager when he was catching for the Dodgers. He was running the show.
Dean of the American League managers, second only to Tony La Russa in Major League Baseball in terms of service time. 2 balls and 1 strike to Callaspo. Make an all-star catch, a real good one. Part of the '88 championship team. The LA Dodgers. Count runs 2-2 now to Callaspo.
We're going to talk about blocking the plate. You were talking about Miguel Olivo. You know, when you look up block the plate in the dictionary, there he is, Mike Scioscia. The best.
Olivo. I like Olivo, and Mike had a similar type of attitude. Hey, this is this front door. Guess what? You're not coming in. Strike 3. They check down to Jerry Meals, and he punches out Callaspo. First out here in the 4th inning. 5th strikeout for Vargas.
Real good read by Vargas. He climbs the ladder. Callaspo makes an attempt to stop, but he really can't. I think he's not too pleased with that call.
1 out, 1 on here in the 4th.
Oh, Vargas going up the ladder today. I like it.
Yeah, that's something that you generally don't see him do.
Well, if you do it with a purpose, you know, the problem with when he has trouble is when he's up in the zone and just trying to throw strikes.
To right field, backing up Ichiro. 2 outs off the bat of Trumbo. Here's what Jared Weaver says about Jason Vargas in our Geico quote. Jason was a really good hitter with a lot of power. He used to throw 94, 95 in college, and he's definitely become more of a pitcher, and it's good to see.
sure he'd love to have 94 and 95 in his pocket if he could have it again. But nonetheless, that's the natural maturation. You're going to lose velocity and hopefully gain some guile, right?
You have to. And he's left-handed. Better add some guile.
Yeah, because you can't throw 95 forever, unless you're Nolan Ryan.
Right.
He could.
Jeff Mathis, the hitter, fly to right. Back in the second inning. 0-1 to Jeff. Snap throw by Olivo. He's aggressive.
Gil, he likes to throw, and he's got a good arm.
Show it off. Why not? Pick a couple of guys up, one or two during the course of a season. They add up. Vargas, 2 off his season high in strikeouts. He's got 5. It's 7 against Toronto back in April 13. There's a strike. 1 and 2. Career high is 9.
Get the sense the Angels are just not ready for 4-seamers and high fastballs. They're kind of looking out over the plate for the off-speed stuff.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him. That's strikeout number 6 for Jason Vargas. He's got 2 this inning, 2 in the third. He's got a 3-0 lead, and that picture says it all. Root Sports is brought to you by AT&T and by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, get the new bourbon barbecue steak grilled sandwich at participating restaurants. Gorgeous day as we check out the scenery from Kerry Park and the south slope of Queen Anne, and equally gorgeous evening here as well in Seattle. Here's Miguel Olivo to lead it off. Olivo, Peguero, and Rodriguez. 7-8-9 against Jared Weaver.
You know, Dave, we sit around and we drink coffee and we grouse about the weather, and then we get a day like this and all is forgiven. It's the greatest place in the world. Look at this place.
Right you are. 2-0. To Olivo. Struck out but reached first in a wild pitch. Guerra's on deck. 4-pitch walk. This walk issued by Weaver. How about this young man, Bill? A home run in Cleveland. Tape measure job. Then he hit that laser shot here a few nights ago. Only 39 feet at its apex. I mean, it got out of a screamer. Got out of here.
How about the elevation angle? This is just more information than I can really digest. All I know is the ball was hit real hard and real far. I mean, this guy's got plus power. And boy, does he just swallow up the batter's box or what? Remember Dave Winfield standing in there. I faced him a couple of times, and that was an eclipse. And I think of Dave Parker when I think of him, maybe, you know, big left-hand hitter.
Particularly as a left-hand hitter,
yeah, the Cobra.
He does cover some of the box, doesn't he?
And he was like, Parker was like that. Parkway was big, and he could run just like this guy.
He could throw, too.
Yes, he could.
Funny you mentioned Dave Parker. I was talking to Chris Chambliss a couple of days ago at the Cage. I don't know how it came up, but Jim Bibby's name came up. God rest his soul, he passed away a few years ago, but he talked about how strong Bibby was and said he once picked up Parker. There was a beef in the clubhouse, and it ended very quickly. Throw down at first. They got a chance. Oh, he just got back in. Olivo getting some of his own medicine from Jeff Mathis.
I'll tell you another strong guy. When I was in Oakland, and we had the Bash brothers, McGuire and Canseco, and they thought they were pretty strong. Dave Kingman threw those guys around like rag dolls.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. That's naturally strong man right there, Dave Kingman. He could have hit him away, too.
Yeah, he did. Barely staying alive.
Nice job of fighting off the breaking ball here. Goes down there with the shovel and digs it out. Stays alive. Ooh. A little Massey shot right there.
Ball. 1-2 to big Carlos Figueroa. Play him deep and straight away. Well, you know, Weaver has seen and heard what this young man can do. So just being careful. Not the consistency that he showed. Verse 6.
He's laboring. 74 pitches at this point. You bet.
2-2. Figueroa. He's worked it full.
Nice job. Staying back, seeing the baseball.
To Figueroa. Back is Oliva. Talking about Figueroa. 6'5", 247 is what they listed. Big kid.
Remember when Frank Thomas came in the league?
Big Frank. Big hurt.
6'5", 250 tight end.
Auburn. 3-2 pitch. Out back.
I was there his first game, I believe. He played against Milwaukee, and I was in Milwaukee. This guy's a house. Jeez.
Ending up with 500+ home runs and let's see, Ted Williams and McCovey at 521. I think Big Hurt's in that 5 teens area. Could double check that. Timeout call.
He compiled some numbers now. Good batting average. He's a heck of a hitter.
Weaver a long look. He's got Olivo at first. 3-2 to Figueroa. Jammed him. Weaver thought he had a play at second, didn't. And it was interesting, the shortstop, Ibar, coming over, he slipped. Friday, June 17th through Sunday the 19th. The red-hot Philadelphia Phillies visit Safeco Field for the first time in 6 years. Make sure you're on hand for Raul Ibanez's return to Seattle and visit by Cy Young Award winner in the NL, Roy Halladay. Good seats still available for this great matchup. Lock up your seats to the Mariners Phillies. Visit mariners.com/tickets. And Philadelphia with that pitching. Their hitting's not going great, but the pitching's outstanding, and they lead Florida by a game and a half. Rodriguez down the line. Trumbo knocks it down. Can he get up and recover? No. Base hit, Rodriguez. Big. And Olivo gets all the way to gets the third.
Got that first pitch fastball, and Louis turns it loose. hits this ball sharply down the line. Trumbo able to knock it down, and after that, he just couldn't track it.
So runners at the corners, 1 out. And it brings up Ichiro. Ichiro started the day 10th in runners in scoring position, batting average at .389 in the American League.
He's always been good with runners in scoring position. He really dials it in and gets it done.
Got a Baltimore chop, base hit in third, way inside, ball 1.
At the corners, up the middle, they're playing kind of halfway.
1-0 to Ichiro. Broken bat pull foul.
Fastball in. He ran that ball in, a little cut fastball. Ichiro pulls his hands in, but
look at that bat died.
That bat died right there. Oof. He didn't break a lot of bats either. Good bat control.
On strike. Chance for an RBI. Fooled there. Mathis out quickly. 1-2.
Working each hard in, and then trying to go away once he got ahead. Each has tried once, served the ball to third base, got thrown out a good play by Cayespo, and then of course had the big chopper, the Baltimore chop, for a knock.
It's 1-2 here. Runners at the corners. Swung on and missed. It's a heck of a pitch by Weaver. 2 down, and Weaver's second strikeout. Let's check out our Banner Bank building to the future. How about Carlos Truenfeld? He's really rebuilt his career. Double-A Jackson right now, shortstop. Last 12 games hitting a .415 clip, and for the season, .291 on base percentage, .336 and 10 doubles. And the sun, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Whoa, sunrise tomorrow about 5:30ish. We'll double check that time, but that's about right this time of year.
I'll be up welcoming it in.
Be up a little bit later.
I have horses and goats that demand to be fed.
That's right. They'll come get you if you
and
don't.
My Labrador that claims that he's getting too skinny, which we know isn't true.
Yeah, right.
Everybody wants something.
Figgins with a ground rule double to left. Ground out to third. See if he can pick up a run. RBIs tonight, 2 for Cust and 1 for Smoke. Got some action in that bullpen for the Angels. Asanori Takahashi.
Notice I didn't jump right in and grab that name right off the bat. Let you wrestle with it.
And I got the pin too. 5:27 if you're wondering back home. Sunrise tomorrow if you're playing accordingly.
What's the what are we going to handicap on the orb? Is it out? It's going to be there?
So
believe it.
Day baseball tomorrow. We got day baseball tomorrow. We need that sun. 1-2 pitch. Figgins fights it off down the line. It'll get fouled. By the way, I was right. Frank Thomas 521 home runs. Figgins, the former Angel. Dearly love to pick up a run here. He's 1-2. Mathis does a good job keeping the ball in play. 2-2.
Weaver going more with his fastball, hard breaking ball. Changeup hasn't been too good to him today. Mariners continue to make him work though. 87 pitches.
Yeah, we're in the
My
fourth
goodness.
inning. through 2. Putting up a good fight.
There we see the speed disparity, the slow curveball, and then a lot of heaters. This guy's got a lot of equipment. He can pitch. Mariners doing a heck of a job, an excellent job of attacking Jared Weaver tonight.
Two and 2, 2 out, 2 on. Up high. Look at that. 24 pitches here in the 4th. Economical second inning. He pitched number 90. 3-2 to Figgins. Foul. The outfield, the center fielder Borges and Kendrick, the left fielder. I think they've come in another 4 or 5 steps on Figgins since that last at bat. Two again. Strike 3 called. 3rd strikeout for Weaver. Threat dies with runners at the corners, but the Mariners lead 3-0.
Up 3-0. Hi, friends. Angie Menting here at the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. An absolutely gorgeous evening. The Tigers and the Red Sox not so lucky with the weather at Fenway Park. Fighting through the rain. Tied at 0 in the bottom of the 8th. Jared Saltalamacchia doubles off of the Green Monster. Carl Crawford races around to score the first run. The Sox win it 1-0. Boston is now 2 games under 500. Dave, would you believe it? They started the season 0-6.
Oh, I believe it. There's no way in the world you're keeping that lineup down for an extended period of time, particularly in that ballpark, as Borges is behind 0-2. Vargas, he struck out 6 tonight. And he's walked just 1, stranded 5 runners. There's that change of pace. Beautifully done by Jason Vargas. Strikeout number 7.
Vargas pitching with tremendous confidence. It's just, it's fun to watch.
Matches his season best April 13th against Toronto. His career best is 9. Top of the order, Eric Aybar. Mariners get a Jack Cust single in the first, third inning. Smoke an RBI single. Cust back with an RBI single. 3-0.
Set the table, drive him in. You get someone to complement Smoke. You get Cust swinging the bat. That's a big deal.
Gotta have it. Line drive into left field. Here comes Peguero. Big fella makes the catch.
Nice read by Carlos. Comes in and makes the grab. Ball got in on Ibar a little bit. Didn't have a lot of lift to it.
Bring up Bobby Abreu. Wind's starting to pick up now. It was winds out of the northwest at 2. Like first pitch time at 7:10. Oh, that got Dale Scott. Oh boy. It looked like Olivo got crossed up on that pitch.
It looked like a cutter that backed up and didn't finish.
Ball 1 to Abreu.
Here we see this ball. It doesn't look like it did what it was supposed to, but I think that found some meat. No fun.
And that's when you wish you had the balloon protector. Think they'll ever go back to that?
Don't think so.
Not macho enough,
No,
right?
no. Whole different deal.
You want to look good out there. You want to look
Part
like
of the
a
part of
warrior
the, that
out
was
there.
part of the high strike too.
Exactly, in the American
Couldn't
League.
see the low strike. So
Right. 1-0 to Abreu. Sacrifice and a base hit to center. That sacrifice for Bobby is first of the season, 7th of his career.
you just hope when something like that happens that the umpire doesn't get mad at the pitcher and the catcher and start not calling
Good
strikes. Because believe me, they're human. They can get mad.
Outside 2-1. It sounds like a story there, Bill.
Oh, I wouldn't tell any tales.
Don't use any names so you can protect the innocent. Sounds like back in the day that might have happened. You crossed up your.
Did I say Ken Kaiser? Did I say Ken Kaiser?
Okay.
I didn't say that, did I?
I thought Abreu going left field. Carlos Peguero, good effort, couldn't get it. Base hit for Abreu. He's 2 for 2.
See the diving attempt here. Almost makes the play. Really good effort. Keeps the ball in front of him. That's the key thing. Hold Abreu to first base. Really wasn't able to get that glove tip facing up so he could squeeze it.
Now they'll have to deal with this Torres. He's 0 for 2. Fly to right and strikeout. And this will do it right here. Gutierrez gets his first ball here in his debut game in 2011. Vargas continues to roll over his last 2 games. A 0.54 ERA, and he's taking that number down even more. this, youngsters on hand to observe. 3-0 Mariners. Hey, time's running out. To lock in your 16 game plan for the 2011 season, the Mariners 16 game plan, you're going to enjoy great seat location and many season ticket holder benefits. You're going to need to hurry because the deadline is approaching as the ground ball off the bat of Smoke. It's thrown out by Kai Espo. Make sure you hurry. The deadline to get that 16 game plan is this Friday. For more information on how to get that 16 game plan, go to mariners.com/16. Smoke is retired. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Here's Jack Cust, who's driven in 2 runs. A single to right, a single to center.
Busted him in, got a base hit, change up, hit that ball up the middle.
To the strike.
Little BP fastball right there, 86. I guess he's got a no-seamer that Scott Shields taught him. So maybe that's some of that movement that we saw Smokey hit the third.
2 to Cust. No seamer's not going to knuckle, but it's not as much the revolution.
Yeah, just you can throw it with a little bit more movement. Of course, that's sort of the makings of the you-know-what pitch. That one, that's right.
Wet it up, big guy.
You couldn't see that, but Dave went to his mouth right there.
2-2. You ever load one up and get one and not get caught in the bigs?
Oh, I would never tell. Now, I had good movement, so I never had trouble. More problem just getting it to go
where you wanted it.
Correct.
Yeah. Hey, Cust gets into one, but again the topspin keeps it in the ballpark. Boy, it jumps off his bat again. It's what, 3 in the last couple of games.
Yeah, you get the sense that he's feeling it. Just got the ball a little deep into the swing. Here you see Custy getting it loaded up, driving the bottom of the bat to the ball just like you're supposed to. Got it on the sweet part of the bat, just like you said, didn't quite have the right kind of spin to get the ball out of the ballpark.
2 outs in the 5th. Tell you what, some of the outs Jack is making, they're sounding better than they did previously.
Yes.
Goody hit it to a double play, reached on a fielder's choice.
No soft landing for Goody. Come up from AAA and tackle Mr. Weaver. Kind of a rough seat.
So you wanted to come back. 1-1. Skies this one. Borges, the center fielder, with the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Weaver. 5 complete here at Safeco Field, and the Mariners lead at 3-0.
Is Gutierrez on the warning track.
Goody got to get it, got to get it. Deep center field, going back. Gutierrez running out of road. Leaps and he made the catch. Oh, baby, what a catch by Franklin Gutierrez. Good to have this guy back. Franklin Gutierrez back in center field for the Mariners. First time in 2011 tonight, his season debut. Gold Glover last year, 415 errorless chances in center field. Fly ball backs up Ichiro. He is on the track. Torrey Hunter kept in the ballpark. One out. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Day game tomorrow against these Angels, and then off to San Diego, and that's followed by a trip to Minnesota and then back home.
Lots of big ballparks. Petco and Target. Can I pitch?
That's right. You want to make a comeback. 3 with Minnesota, and then when the Mariners come home after that Minnesota trip, one of the longer homestands of the season. 3 with the Yankees, 3 with the Orioles, 4 with the Rays. I wonder how Kendrick base hit to left on 1-2 pitches last time up.
About the Rays, man, they've kind of figured it out.
Slow start. Yes, they have.
Everybody thought they were dead in the water with all the deletions, but they got some young talent, and then Longoria gets healthy, and away they go again.
David Price pitching like an ace.
He's not bad.
1-2. Breaking ball hit foul. That's good ball club. Rays will be in first week in June. Mariners go to Tampa third week in August.
Wants to go in. That's where you want to go here.
1-2. Bad hitting.
A lot of discussion there on trying to decide what to do there. They kind of waffled back and forth. Maybe the rhythm wasn't quite right, and he nails Kendrick.
First hit batter of the season by Vargas.
Cutter in. You can see Kendrick, he's a diver going into the baseball, but you can see the baseball honing in on his rib cage. It didn't quite get there, caught his jersey.
Pop foul by Callaspo, who's 0 for 2, ground out to short. And a strikeout. Vargas tonight has struck out 7. That matches his season high. His career best is 9. He's walked just 1. Each inning, he's stranded at least 1 runner.
Well, he's been just unbelievable his last 2 turns in particular. Baltimore, he was just
9 scoreless. That was a beautiful
painting
game
with that real fine brush. And tonight he's got the fine paintbrush with a little bit of zoom when he wants it. He can go upstairs and show you the big fastball, and he's had the Angels a little bit confused tonight, showing a little bit more fastball than normal.
Like he looked at the scouting report and said, okay, I'm going to do opposite. 0-2.
Whoa. Tracker says inside. Eyeball says strike.
I'm hearing you. Spoken like a true pitcher.
Of course. We want them all.
1-2 count. Pop to Ichiro. Boy, he had Callaspo well off balance. 2 outs.
That's just the beauty of pitching right there. Banging him in, speed him up a little bit, and then pull the string.
It works.
Off the end, fly ball.
You're talking about that game that Vargas' last one out. That was against Baltimore last Thursday. He goes 9 scoreless, and so does young Zach Britton of Baltimore. That was a heck of a game and a crushing loss. But
yeah, they matched pitch to pitch. They were great. Britton's going to be a heck of a pitcher. They got a nice young pitcher.
23-year-old
Zach Britton.
Yeah, he's a good one. 2 outs for Trumbo.
Guy likes to get his arms extended. We saw him hit the curveball up the middle for a base hit. You know that's in Vargas's mind. He starts him with a a cutter inside, trying to speed him up. I mean, you get to this point in the game, you obviously don't want to be pitch after pitch inside, but you'd like to speed him up a little bit so you can get him out of the way.
1-0. Throw down again. Boy, smoke's got to be alive down there with Olivo.
Yeah, he's got some kind of thing in his contract for the number of the throws to first, right, that he's got to get to.
I like it, though.
I mean, this is a plus-running team, and, you know, taking away the secondary lead, that's what you're doing. You're not letting these guys slide out a long ways as the pitch is made. They got to be wary of Olivo throwing the ball back down there.
Kendrick's a good runner. 2-0 count. Art of pitching. 2-1.
He was all geared up for the heater right there. Big rat looking for a fastball, looking for the cheese. Didn't get it.
That went off the mask of Olivo. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. Mariners lead 3-0. Cust an RBI in the first. Smoke and Cust in the third. Since then, the Mariners have had 1 hit.
Vargas had a good fastball tonight. Hit 90 early. Still clocking along at 88 miles an hour.
2-2, and he throws over. Kendrick didn't have much of a lead.
Change up.
See where he locates. 2-2. Got him. Struck him out. Trumbo's gone. Strikeout number 8 for Jason Vargas. 6 innings of shutout baseball against the Angels. It's the Mariners 3, the Angels nothing. Vargas some more runs. 3-0 lead. Vargas has thrown 15 consecutive scoreless innings now. There's Weaver. Serves one up to Kennedy. Borges can't run it down. Base hit. First Mariner he hit since the infield hit by Rodriguez in the 4th inning.
Adam kind of sat back. He threw in that BP fastball, and he sat back and got it. 84 miles an hour. Serves it into center field for a base hit. Be interesting to see how far they go with Weaver. He crosses the pumpkin line, 101 pitches. He's thrown 125 so far. That's his tops for the season. So you would think he at least will pitch this inning.
Takahashi warming up again. Here's Olivo. He looks at strike 1. Miguel tonight strikeout. Got first in a wild pitch. That was back in the second. Here's Takahashi. Olivo walked in the fourth. Really been an Iron Man in terms of catching here. Early part of the season.
Pretty good looking pitch there. Didn't get it. Dale Scott's having a little trouble with that ball away. Might be that cramp that he's got in his leg on that side of the plate. Getting nailed.
You get a good look right here. 1-1 to Olivo. Popped it up out play.
Here we see the number of chucks. Boy, a lot of them early. And a nice 9-pitch inning in the fifth, kind of keeping them around. But again, making this guy work, it's a real key.
233 strikeouts last season for Weaver. Led the American League. He did it 224 1/3.
You know, it's interesting with all the great numbers, you know, the 10 wins against the Mariners, the really great numbers last year, almost unhittable, but his ERA at Safeco Field is north of 5. So this hasn't been a great place for him.
Yeah, 4-3 record of 5.20.
Yeah.
Here at Safeco Field in 9 previous starts.
There was a game where Raul Ibanez just had like a personal vendetta, a couple of home runs that were just missiles off of him.
2-2, that goes outside. 16,992 on hand. On deck hitters, Carlos Peguero. Full count to Olivo. Borgia shades him a couple of steps towards left. Center field. 3-2 pitch. Kennedy goes. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw by Mathis. Not in time. Stolen base for Adam Kennedy, his second of the year. So Olivo strikes out. That's the 4th K. Rung up by Weaver. 1 out. Runner in scoring position. Take a look at the stolen base in Ultramo.
Good throw by Mathis, but Kennedy gets a reasonably good jump. We talk about Weaver not being terribly quick to the plate and able to slide in safely.
Chance for Peguero to pick up an RBI. He's 0 for 2. He's fouled out the third. Tap back to the pitcher.
A lot of soft stuff early and then hard stuff late. That's been the program so far with Weaver on Peguero.
Swing and a miss. My goodness. 2 things just I noticed in the setup. Peguero in the setup, way he waves the bat. He wears number 8 and he waves the bat as he's getting ready. Pops Stargell.
Yeah, there you go.
Very similar.
He can hit him rather far.
Yes, he did. God rest his soul. What
you
a
wonder
great player.
what his numbers would have been if he could have played in a friendlier park. I mean, Forbes Field, give me a break.
Yeah.
Make this place look small.
Forbes Field. Over the Pittsburgh Pirates. They still have part of the left field wall that Mazeroski cleared to win the 60 World Championship. It's part of the campus, the University of Pittsburgh.
Huh.
Plaque is out there, and there's a plaque where home plate was. It's in some building. 2-1. Pull a string on it.
Well, down in the
2-2.
minor leagues, they throw you a fastball there, but not so much up here. 2-1, sitting heater, throws you a changeup.
Straight away and deep is how the Angels play Peguero. 2-2. Good look at it.
He
Full
did a
count.
nice job of taking that pitch.
See Luis Rodriguez in the background. He's on deck. 4 strikeouts for Weaver, 1 walk. Off the fist. Playable. Mathis takes control. Makes the play. 2 outs.
Slow you down, speed you up. Pretty fine pitch right there by Weaver.
That really plays in the mind of a youngster trying to find his way, right?
Well, this is premium pitching here. You know, it's you're not going to see Weaver every day, but you know, you get a real education about you know, the fact that you just can't get that fastball and that fastball count every time.
Rodriguez tapped to the first baseman and tapped out to the pitcher. Check that. He got an infield hit, beg your pardon. Figueroa. His education continues. Strike 1 to Luis. Two guys from Long Beach State going head to head. First time teammates battled. Coming in is Kendrick on this easy fly ball, and one-handed, and that'll do it for the Mariners in the 6th. A leadoff base hit by Kennedy comes to no avail, but the Mariners lead it 3-0.
To you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
15 consecutive scoreless innings thrown by Jason Vargas. 9 his last outing at Baltimore, and 6 here tonight. They'll face Mathis, Borges, and Ibar. Angel catcher looks at ball 1. He's 0 for 2 tonight. The strike, 1-1. 8 strikeouts. New season best here for Vargas. His career best performance in a game is 9. Boy, economical too.
Oh, he's just been outstanding. Just making pitches, changing speeds, changing eye level. You know, the whole ball of wax.
1-2. Back up the middle. Kennedy properly deployed. 1 out. 1 out here in the 7th. And we take it back to Long Beach State. Cesar Ramos, he's now with Tampa Bay. Weaver and Vargas, part of the Long Beach State Dirtbags.
Pretty serious fellows right there.
Perennial power. Weaver was pitcher of the year in 04. And Vargas was a doggone good DH/pitcher. Swing and a foul tip by Borges. the numbers they put up back in 04. Or I guess it's 7-6 at 4-1-4, and look at a 1-6-2 by Weaver.
He was untouchable. Vargas, you look at that picture. It looked like he had some guns. It looked like he'd been in the weight room. Had to slim down a little bit to be a pitcher, I think.
213 Ks for Weaver. Another strike, 1-2.
Pretty much don't even need the defenders because they don't have that many innings in college, do they? 213 strikeouts.
That's impressive. Vargas 1-2.
Trying to get him with the changeup. Struck him out last time on a changeup.
Well struck left field, but right to Peguero. 2 outs. 100 pitches for Jason Vargas. Top of the order. I'll bring up Eric Aybar as you look at 16,992 on hand. It's a fabulous day and a great evening here in Seattle. Takes up high for ball 1.
That was a strike. Here I go again.
You know how Felix Hernandez felt last night in the first inning. 2-0. Back on board there, 2-1. Aybar reached on a throwing error by Vargas. Fly to right and fly to left. Felix was really something last night. Mariners couldn't get him enough runs. Bunt laid down. It goes foul. Strike 2.
Yeah, the King turned it up a notch. And lawnmower and grass after the first inning, pretty much. He was, and he's so impressive how he smells the finish line. That guy could finish. I think he could. He's going to be one of the best finishers in the game. Holiday may have that role right now, but Felix is fast approaching.
Still a baby, 25. 2 out, nobody on. 2-2 to Aybar. Fought off. Vargas complete game his last time out.
Some pretty good numbers right there. 2-1, strike the ball.
Now you draw it up. 2-2 to Aybar. Now full count. Bobby Abreu's on deck. He's had a good night. 2 for 2 with a sacrifice.
Fastball away. Let him swing it. Got a pretty good hitter on deck. You don't want to face him. The guy on base. Go right at him.
Vargas with the payoff. Fouled away again.
Got that little backdoor cutter. Uses it a lot. Seems to have gotten better this year, I think. He had that ball that he cut in on the righties, but away from the lefties, but now he uses it in a backdoor fashion.
Tried again at 3-2. Good fight here.
Heater.
Aybar and Vargas.
I mean, that's the read. You see the bat behind the pitch. Balls are being fouled off the first base side. The bat doesn't lie. And there we see the speed discrepancy. Vargas doesn't live in the 90s, but you know, when you can change speeds, you can make that 88 look pretty big.
Trying to go to 16 scoreless, 16 consecutive pitch. And he missed. That is the second walk issued tonight by Vargas. Comes with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Here's the story there. That ball was a strike, and McGill just couldn't handle the ball. Cut on him, and he just couldn't handle it. That was strike 3 for me.
How about this one, Bill? Yankees win 4-1 over Baltimore in 15 innings. Alex Rodriguez 4 for 7. Nossi gets the win. Yankees score 3 runs, top the 15th after it's tied at 1-1. The bottom of the 9th. Carl Willis coming out. Chat with his left-hander. Friday, May 27th, it's Viva Las Vegas night. Right here when the Mariners meet the Yankees. First 10,000 fans take home a pair of Elvis-style sunglasses. We salute the Mariners pitcher, Jason Vargas. Plus, one lucky fan's going to win a trip for 2 to Vegas. So make sure you join us for Viva Las Vegas night. Mariners hosting the Yankees Friday, May 27th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/tickets. Previous walk by Vargas was back in the first inning to Torrey Hunter. 8 Ks, 2 walks. Good hitter in Abreu's having a fine night, 2 for 2 with a sacrifice. See David Pauly, he is warming up quickly. 2 outs, runner on. Vargas is not pleased with himself.
That's
yet.
about as much emotion as you'll get from him.
Yeah.
And he knows. I mean, the pitch that should have ended the inning that Miguel couldn't squeeze, and now he's forced to face Abreu here.
Two-0.
I mean, he's still got really good stuff. I mean, every game's different. I mean, everybody loves to draw that line to say 100 pitches, 100 pitches. When you get above 100, it's like, you know, he's going to like fall off the face of the earth. And he's crisp. He's throwing the ball good.
It's not going to disintegrate like the Witch and Wizard of Oz.
No,
okay?
he's not.
2-1. 2-2 now. Here's trying to go 7 complete. It'll get him to 16 consecutive scoreless innings. Runner at first is Ibar.
Oof. Hasn't thrown too many curveballs. Where was that? Wow. I'll tell you, Bobby Abreu, that's a heck of a take right there.
37-year-old Bobby Abreu. Outstanding hitter. Vargas having a nice run. 3-2 to Abreu. Runner goes. Pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out. 9 strikeouts for Vargas, matching his career best. It was against the Angels in Anaheim on July 18th a year ago. He's thrown 16 consecutive scoreless innings. Mariners lead it 3-0.
And fans down here are in for a treat tonight because Edgar Martinez is down here. And what are we drinking here, Edgar?
Yeah, we're drinking margaritas with a great products that we're importing from Mexico. It's El Zacatecano, so we drinking Zacaritas.
All right, it's tequila's cousin. If you need me, Dave and Bill, this is where I'll be with Edgar. Cheers.
That's down below behind home plate. You know, back in the day, the announcers used to drink beer on the air. You know, hey, everybody, make sure you get your nice cold glass of. And I remember the great Bob Wolf, 90 years young, would talk about, you know, you can be a little bit looped on a hot day in Washington, D.C. Weaver, 6 innings of 7 hit ball, 3 runs all earned, a walk, 4 strikeouts on 115 pitches. Mariners made him work.
They did. I thought it was a brilliant job. Really nice keyholing, made him work, fouled a lot of pitches off, some really good at bats. Jack Cust was outstanding tonight, and when you can do that to a guy like him, that's a great evening.
The pitcher is Isunori Takahashi.
Here you see the numbers on Takahashi. Terrific pitcher last year with the Mets. Came over from Japan, won 10 ball games, saved 8. Not a real hard thrower, pretty good deception. Fastball in the high 80s.
Do you know where the philosophy came from with so many of the Japanese pitchers with the hesitation? You familiar with that at all? I mean,
you know, I think it has a lot to do with they've obviously thought a lot about timing, and you know, this is a way to get to their balance point, but they kind of disrupt the hitter's timing with that little pause.
Breaking ball, good one. 1-2 to Ichiro.
This guy was a starter in Japan his whole career. He's come over here and kind of been a blend guy, and now pitching the kind of 5th, 6th inning, 7th inning for Scioscia. He's got Scott Downs as kind of his go-to left-hander.
Ichiro fouls it off. Ichiro, 1 hit tonight. Baltimore chopped back in the 3rd inning, came around and scored. The RBI by Justin Smoke. Jack Cust is knocked in too, accounting for the only tallies tonight. Two and two. Ichiro, Figgins, and Smoke top of the order for the Mariners here in the 7th inning. With the full count. So Jimmy Wright, along with Torrey Hunter, so the 2 guys in this ball game who played in the old Kingdome. 3-2 to Ichiro. Ichiro's aboard. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, along with Bill Kruger, Mike Flowers with the night off. Our Root Sports crew, Sean Figgins, ground rule double in the 1st. Since then, grounded to 3rd and took a called 3rd strike. Batting right-handed for the first time tonight. Look out. Smoke paying attention, was able to elude that. Figgins a 214 hitter, right-handed, 228 left-handed coming into tonight's action.
You know, for me, in watching him this year, he swung the bat a lot better right-handed. He's got 9 RBIs from the right side, a lot less at bats. He's just hit the ball with a lot more authority on the right side.
His 1 home run was hit right-handed. It's an 0-2 hole.
Probably doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge. I think he's faced Takahashi before, so you kind of wonder what the go-to pitch is right here.
Just want to react.
Change up.
2-2 to Figgins. The only Mariners that Takahashi has faced: Kennedy, Olivo, and Ryan. All were in the National League.
There you go.
Throw back safely. He's 11 out of 14 in base stealing.
Off to a good start.
The 2-pitch, runner goes. Swung on, set to center field. Backs up Borges. Ichiro will have to retreat. Make sure you stay on top of traffic by riding Link Light Rail to the airport. For scheduling info, visit soundtransit.org for details. So Kevin Jepson, hard-throwing right-hander. He's up and throwing for the Angels. Smoke 2 batting right-handed for the first time. So strike 1. Smoke a .313 hitter right-handed. 15 for 48. Jason Vargas, 7 scoreless innings. That's 16 consecutive scoreless, dating back or adding on to what he did in Baltimore last week. Waited on the changeup. Ibar got rid of it to Asturias. A nice turn. Ibar, Asturias, and Trumbo. Well done. 7 complete here at Safeco. It's 3-0 Mariners. First of 2 with the Angels. Time for Home Depot doing more in defense. What a night for Jason Vargas, Bill.
Yeah, he was vintage. The coin-operated one was machine-like tonight. The fun thing was to see him beat people with fastballs above the hands. And that sort of set the stage for that right there. Change up down the way, used his cutter. Rudy had these guys off balance, and I think the high fastball was a big reason for Jason's success. But he's on a terrific roll and a great performance tonight. Just outstanding. This great pitch to finish off Abreu right here. Hey, a little bit of emotion for Bob there, huh?
Yep. He had a pitch earlier that he thought was a strike and didn't get it. 16 consecutive scoreless innings rung up by Vargas now. 115 pitches, 75 for strikes. Nice work. 2 walks and 9 Ks. Jamie Wright takes over. Jamie's become the go-to guy in the 8th inning for the Mariners. Brilliant season so far. And
ERA under 2. Good sinker, hard sinker, curveball, and a changeup. There we get at the numbers right there. He's done a really nice job. He simplified his game. They made some, he and Carlo Willis have made some adjustments to his delivery. And boy, you've seen the results. He was unhittable in spring training and almost as good this far this season.
Starts off 3-0 here to his Turris, Hunter, and Kendrick to follow. Back on the strike. Turris 2 for 5 against Jamie.
Got a good moving sinking fastball. Just stay with that.
And he lost. Last thing you want to see from your reliever, first batter, he puts him on. Take a look at our Quest High speed pitch. Revisit the work of the starters, Weaver and Vargas. Weaver at 95 and Vargas pumping it up at 90.
Across the line there. Vargas, a power pitcher tonight.
Torii Hunter, the hitter, 5 for 12 against Amy Wright. Got to be careful. Infield at double play depth. Mariners got a run in the first 2 and a third, and they've made it stand up since then. Maybe have trouble locating Miguel Olivo. Quick word.
Got a lot of movement. Front shoulder's kind of leaving him right now. There you see the disparity of the spread between pitches, 77 and 91, which is very, very good. Right now, you just got to keep that front shoulder closed. Drive the baseball to the middle of the plate and let it work.
Strike, 1-1.
Little cutter right there.
Hear that a lot about that front shoulder flying open too quickly. How come, why does that happen? Why do we talk about that? The pitching coaches always have to remind.
It's like the sight of the gun. If you keep that thing there steady and pointed toward the hitter, good things are going to happen. You fly open because you want to throw the ball hard. The front side pulls hard, and you come open, and the ball sails usually arm side up and up in the strike zone, up and into a righty, up and away to lefty.
1-1 to Hunter. Got it on the ground. Kennedy, he'll have the one play at first. 1 out with his Turris moving up to second base. On Friday, May 27th, Bronx Bombers, they're going to be here at Safeco Field. Exciting 3-game series. You can see Derek Jeter, Curtis Granderson, and the Yankees. They take on Ichiro, Felix, and the Mariners. For tickets to see the Mariners and the Yankees square off, visit mariners.com/tickets or any Mariners team store.
How about Granderson?
Yeah, how about
he's
that?
In a tree. 14 home runs.
And a lot against lefties, too. You look at Howie Kendrick. Kendrick go for 2, a strikeout, a single to left, and a hit by a pitch. That aforementioned Yankees series. Very well could see Felix Hernandez in that series. He dominated against the Yankees last year. Tuno. See Miguel Olivo before he threw that previous pitch back point to his left shoulder. Felix Hernandez is on schedule to pitch that opening night against the Yankees next Friday.
That'll be big theater.
He dominated the Yankees last year. 3-1.
David Pauley going to get heated up here.
3-1 count to good hitter Howie Kendrick. Right to Smoke. Double play. No. Rodriguez never got his foot on the bag.
One of the best pitches in the game right there. The Adam ball.
You know it.
Boy, line drive right at Smokey. Almost able to double up his Turris right there.
That's
Yeah,
it.
he's not there, but he almost was able to tag him rather than step on the base. There you see him, just a fuzz late.
There's Kai Aspo, switch hitter. Alberto tonight, third baseman 0 for 3.
Having a good season, hitting over 300.
Pouring in a strike at 1-1.
Got a little break on that line drive that Kendrick hit. Just pound that zone with that sinker right there. That'll work. Or drop a curveball in. That'll work too.
So Jamie Wright, a strike away from ending this Angels 8th inning. Turris, the leadoff walk. The 1-2 to Kai Aspo. Dug out by Olivo. 2-2.
I'm
1.89 ERA for Jamie Wright. Fabulous numbers. 2-2. Over Jamie's head. Kennedy fields. Can't get him. Speedy Kai Aspo beats it out. Base hit for Alberto. Runners at the corners for the Angels. Tying run to the plate, Mark Trumbo.
sinker down and away. Kai Aspo goes and gets it, but he can run. So Kennedy going to the backhand deep behind second base, just can't get the throw there in time.
No, it's trouble. Jamie couldn't get it. Jamie Wright, 6'6". Had to reach for it, couldn't get it. Key guy right here, Trumbo.
I think it had to be Dirk Nowitzki to get it.
Coming off a big night last
How about
night.
Dirk Nowitzki last night?
Perfect
What a
at the
show that
line.
was.
Perfect at the free throw line.
24 of 24. Missed 3 shots the whole night.
Trumbo 0 for 1 against Jamie Wright. Two and 0.
Movement is not a problem. He's got plenty of that. It's just getting it located.
Trumbo tied with Howie Kendrick for home runs with 6 in this Angel Ball Club. This is a very important time here. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, back for another visit. Paulie continues to get ready. Jamie Navarro is supervising on the left.
What a nice addition to have Jamie Navarro out there. A guy who won 100 ball games in the big leagues. Have him out in your bullpen. It's the second pitching coach. Great addition. And been a great addition for Michael Pineda, by the way.
Mentor, big brother type, been together since A-ball. That influence has been extraordinarily positive.
He was Michael Pineda. I was there in Milwaukee, 1989. He was a flame-throwing young pitcher coming in on the scene, doing big things.
2-0 to Trumbo. 2 on and a 3-0 Mariner lead. Fouled into Olivo's glove. Now 2-1.
Center cut, but good movement. Able to get it by Trumbo.
Trumbo looks like a right-handed Adam Dunn up there, the way he holds that bat. 2-1. Fouled back 2-2.
Reached back a little bit there, 95 miles an hour.
Critical juncture in this ball game with 2 on, 2 out, and a 3-run lead. Full count.
Kind of surprised he went curveball there. He's going to go 3-2 to let the runner start here.
And Conjur's on deck. Do some pinch hitting if necessary. He's ready. 3-2 to Trumbo. Pitch. Walked him. Now the tying runs aboard. Bases are loaded. Hank Conger. A pinch hit for Mathis. Stay on a catch. Hank is a pinch hitter, is 1 for 3 on the season. 274 hitter. He's a switch hitter. Team loaded with switch hitters. 5 of them on the active roster. See, we can't find it right now. And Conger, he's 0 for 1 against Jamie Wright. Jamie's first hitter walked, got a ground out. Hard line drive off the bat of Kendrick. Infield hit and a walk. Two and 0.
Falling in and out of the mechanics. You know, you can see him flying open. Those 2 pitches, it's just been kind of a battle. Mechanics.
Robbie Thompson, bench coach. Eric Wedge, Hank, Carl Willis, Hank Conger ahead here, 2-0. Back with a strike. Here are your runners: Esteuris, Calespo, and Trumbo. 27 pitches thus far for Jamie Wright here in the 8th inning. Big pitch, 2-1. Foul back.
Boy, good hitter, 95 with movement. That's all you need right there. Stay right there. Don't trick him.
Nowhere to put Conger. Wright's ready, the 2-2. Has run a full count with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
You know, both times, you know, with both Trumbo and Conger, he threw fastballs on 2-2 and they were tardy and came back with curveball and forced the full count. Not what I'm reading. I'm reading late bat and I'm throwing fastball again.
See if you can get one by him. Merry-go-round will be in motion. 3-2 from Wright. The pitch. Strike 3 call. Wow, what a pitch by Jamie Wright to get out of a bases loaded 8th inning jam with the Mariners up 3-0. Wow. freeze can. Just joining us, a lot of good stuff happening here at Safeco Field. Franklin Gutierrez in his debut only had one ball to deal with tonight, but we're thrilled to have him back. Jack Cust, a 2 RBI night, Smoke with an RBI, and here's Jack to lead it off in the home 8th. Strike one from Takahashi. Yusunori Takahashi got out of 7th inning with a double play. That is a foul ball.
So to see Jack Cust squaring some balls up here. Heater on the inner half, pulls those hands in, gets the barrel to the ball, just slightly foul. There you see, little top spin, just misses the base.
Going 2 to Jack. Strike him out. So we invite you folks at home to give us your thoughts on the Mariners starting pitching the last 3 nights. You had Pineda, Felix, and Jason Vargas tonight.
I'm guessing good.
95323, text your info, and yeah, that's not a stretch. Michael Pineda, Mike Wilson, both of them with a night off. Here's Gutierrez. Early tonight's hit into a double play, reached on a fielder's choice and flied to center field. Brandon League is up. Save opportunity for him. Pitched last night. Scoreless inning, walked 1 man. And a line drive. That's a nice pick at second base by Izturis. 2 down. Well played. Pac-10 baseball takes the field this Saturday. Oregon State Beavers ranked 2nd in the nation. They play host to the Trojans of USC. First pitch 2 p.m. right here on Root Sports. That's a nice pick out there.
Congrats, and go get him to my buddy Pat Casey down at Oregon State. He's got it going again.
Good run, huh? Adam Kennedy base hit the center his last time. Oregon State, a couple of recent back-to-back national titles. That's not easy to do.
Pretty unheard of for schools that are playing in the northern part of the country.
Indeed.
But he's done a brilliant job of building that program and taking it to great heights.
Kennedy, another base hit. Right center field. Borges will get it back in. Adam Kennedy, a 2 for 4 night.
This guy's got a real nice approach. What a good hitter. There he pulls his hands in and just the barrel right on the baseball. Look at his head right down on the baseball. Can't do any better than that. Right out of the book, the textbook.
It is a good book too. Miguel Olivo, the hitter. Strikeout, walk, strikeout this evening. How about Vargas, what he has done in his last 4 games? That's updated through tonight. A 1.47 ERA over his last 4. 20 strikeouts and 7 walks. 229 in innings per start. Boy, he's
just
ratcheted
absolutely
that up.
dealing. And it helps when you can put a couple of notches in the win column. You know, he had a pretty long dry spell there, and that starts to wear on you a little bit, because some of those games that he didn't win going back to August the 14th were games that were pitched poorly.
Right.
He pitched some good games in there and didn't get any love for them.
Kennedy gets the stolen base easily. His second of the make that second tonight, third of the season.
That's a good play. Try to get over to second base. Try to get that fourth run on the board.
Talking about Vargas, he had 2 games this year. He left with the lead and wound up with a no decision. And they're going to put a leave on one. And they're going to go lefty-lefty. Peguero coming up. Hey, when you're traveling outside the Northwest this season, take the Mariners with you wherever you go. Make sure you subscribe to MLB.tv today and see every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer or your favorite device. Visit Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Second walk by Takahashi. Off-speed pitch. He's going to throw him right here. This might get belted. One fastball. Strike one.
Yeah, he's got a good spinner. We've seen that. He threw that cusp, but he kind of set the table there. He got him with some fastballs early and then dropped the hammer on him with 2 strikes. Just got to think left center field here.
Here's the off-speed pitch. 0-2.
He's gonna crook his arm again here and spin it.
Two on, 2 out, 0-2 to Peguero. The breaking ball didn't get all of it. Hit it right to the right fielder, Turiano. To the 9th we go. The Mariners lead it 3-0. Here comes Brandon Lee.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Sterling Savings Bank. Visit sterlingsavingsbank.com. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Back upstairs, Dave. Mariners 3 outs away from giving Jason Vargas his 3rd win of the season.
But as you know, these are the 3 toughest outs in baseball. 3-0 Mariners. Brandon Lee trying to work his way back into a great groove. He was 9 for 9 to get started on the season before having these recent difficulties, Bill.
And then he got back up on the horse and threw a pretty good inning last night, and you kind of hope that he's righted the ship.
Pinch hitter Alexi Amarista going to lead off. He's pinch hitting for Borges in the 9-hole. Angels, they've left 11 men on base tonight, and at least 1 in every inning tonight. It's the 10th game for Amarista. Bounces at the smoke. Backhand. Slick. Well done. 1 out.
Good tilt on the split finger right here. Amarista beats it in the ground, and Smokey makes a nice play on the backhand there, huh?
Tell you what, the big man can move down at first base. Got a good glove, nice hands. League started this season 9 for 9 in save opportunity. Since then, 0 for 3. 2 games in Baltimore, last 2 games in that series, and a game in Cleveland. Top of the order, here's Ibar. Ibar tonight, see 0 for 3. League is the guy for the Mariners. No telling when David Ardsma will be back. Continues to rehab, coming off the hip operation, and now had some issues with his elbow.
And it goes to show you that all parts of your body have to kind of work together. They have to be strong, and if one part's a little weak, it can tear down other things.
2-0. 3-0.
Story, Dizzy Dean broke his toe on a line drive.
Early
came back too soon, and it hurt his arm. It was never the same.
That's right.
And it was brilliant.
His numbers prior to that accident, I mean, that line drive, unbelievable. 3-0. Count to Ibar. Here's a strike.
Fastball away, make him swing it.
The 3-1 pitch. And Ibar is aboard. He's walked twice tonight. Now you bring up the dangerous Bobby Abreu. Looking for their first double play tonight. Abreu 4 for 11 against League. Strike 1. First meeting of the Mariners and the Angels here in 2011.
Quarter to the season before we play the Angels one time.
Go figure the
geniuses
schedule.
that make the schedules out.
Crazy. 0-1. Took something off of that one.
There's your split right there. Nicely done. This guy can keyhole with the best of them right here, Bobby Abreu. Got him on defense now, though, at 0-2.
Infield looking to end it with a double play. Pitch from League. Well back.
Not where you want to throw that changeup right there. Still had him out in front a little bit, but 0-2, you can bounce that thing right there. Trust your catcher.
One out with Ibar at first base. 0-2 to Abreu. 2 pitch. Chance for 2. Kennedy, Rodriguez, Smoke, double play, ball game. Brandon League racks a save. Mariners win 3-0. Jason Vargas gets the W. He goes to 3-2. He was outstanding. A 9 strikeout performance, tying his career best. Jack Cust with 2 RBIs. And Justin Smoke with an RBI. Good night all around for the Mariners, who beat the Angels in their first meeting of the year.
A brilliant performance by Vargas. He was outstanding, outdoing his old teammate from Long Beach State, Jared Weaver, and outstanding job on offense, particularly Jack Cust coming through with a couple key RBIs, and of course getting Franklin Gutierrez back. We gotta love that.
So the Mariners' first double play of the night couldn't have come at a better time, as Brandon League back on a horse and headed in the right direction. Mariners win it 3-0. Here's League.
Good sinking fastball. You get Abreu to roll over it, and the boys up the middle, they know what to do with it.
So they turn to double play, and the Mariners are 1-0 against the Angels, a team that tormented them last year, beating Seattle 15 out of 19 times, and League picks up his 10th save, and boy, does he feel